So these two videos came up on my radar recently. If you haven't watched those videos, watch those videos first. They contain crucial information about this run. The links are in the description. Come back to this video once you're done. It doesn't take that long. In this video, he discussed a method of towering up, which was end crystals. He did use creative mode, and in his next video,
the fastest method to tower for survival was the piston slime strat, with a speed of 9.2 blocks per second. For creative, the end crystal method was the fastest, with 11.3 blocks per second.
Apparently, there are two categories now for the speedrun. Creative percent and survival percent. The end crystal dominated the creative percent until survival percent just went up and kind of blew that out the park. And I'm here to change that, alright? I'm here to prove that the creative method is on top. I'm gonna scaffold using the fastest method I can. And it all involves, this little atom bomb I have here. And no, I'm not recording this bit after everything else was recorded. You saw nothing! My plan was incredibly simple. It's basically I'd give myself a blaze spawn egg that would spawn a silverfish that instantly died. Remember that from my ghast video? Well, it's back. Except this time, instead of adding to a statistic, it adds passengers to itself, which is basically just a bunch of wind charges. If we were to take a look at this in game, it well, it would do something like that. If we were to just summon this guy without instantly killing him, it'd look something like this. There'd be, it'd just be some bug with a bit of a payload on top. And the idea is that when we spawn the silverfish, each one of those wind charges has a motion tag. If I were to summon a wind charge normally, it just kind of float in the air, completely useless. But if I were to summon a wind charge with the motion tag, it would move in a specific direction. This can work for any mob as well. Like if I were to summon like a chest boat, it moves slightly. You can see that if I were to increase the numbers that I'm putting into here, yeah, it moves a bit further. Alternatively, you could just have it be sent to the ground at Mach 15. So the plan is to apply this logic similarly with wind charges. If I were to summon a wind charge and send it Mach 20 to the floor, it just spawns a puff of smoke. And so what spawned a silverfish does, it just spawns a bunch of these wind charges that are all going down. You can see the wind charges right there. Tick, step, and they're going down. However, there's this one teensy tiny issue is having your commands rely on a spawn egg. It's that spawn eggs are complete bogus. If I were to give myself a silverfish spawn egg like this, it just spawns a puff of smoke. And if you remember from earlier, it's supposed to do that. Why does it only create a puff of smoke? Fun fact, spawn eggs do not support the passengers tag. If I were to simplify the command so that silverfish spawns isn't dead, if you take a look at my item data, you'll notice that there is in fact a passengers tag, and it is supposed to spawn wind charges. But if we take a look at this idiot's data, take a look at that, there isn't a passengers tag at all. This is actually a well-known bug in Minecraft, and apparently I had just forgotten that it existed at the worst time humanly possible. Now I should just put a wrench in the works, but then I realized, wait a minute, I could just use the command block minecart. What's so special about the command block minecart is that it's technically an entity, which means I can get a spawn egg that creates command block minecarts. And the best part is that you can just spawn the minecart with data built in, like we did with the wind charge, which means that you can just have a command preload into the minecart, telling you to subscribe to this YouTube channel because this is my second channel, not my main one, probably, unless I upload this on my main one anyway. I don't know which one I'm going to upload onto, quite frankly, it really doesn't matter. The plan was pretty simple, just get a command block that spawns the wind charge nonsense, and then tweak the command so that it spawns the wind charge nonsense at your position. So, using that, let's see what the run did. Okay, so apparently I didn't have any footage of me doing this, so I'm going to give you a very dramatic recreation. Set the tick rate to 1 so that way I can simulate the task. What I would do here, bam. Oh no. And there's problem number 1. It is very technically difficult. Okay. It is very technically difficult to get this right. And a problem is that your block placements are limited per tick. So you can right click and then it places a block. But if you like switch items between you right clicking, like I right clicked on the block of redstone, but I placed a silverfish block. And now I have to place the block of redstone here. And then I end up having to spam the scaffolding from here. And I had the wrong command. At least I told you to subscribe, though. Of course, there came a problem of, oh wait, there's wind charges constantly spawn at my feet. I can't tower up with wind charges constantly spawning at my feet. Naturally, with every problem there is a solution, and the solution came in the form of the command block assembler, the name of which is on screen right now, because I definitely remember the name when recording this part of the video. Yep, with this command block assembler, all I had to do was get one spawn egg, and then everything would be happy and dandy. So let's see what an actual run of that did. And I actually did manage to record this, okay? Here goes the nothing plan. Get ourselves a spawn egg / tick. Right. One. Ah, shoot, I messed up. Uh-oh. Oh no. Will I be able to? No! No! I ran out of scaffolding. Place it. Why'd it place there? Why'd it place there? No, 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 no. Hi! So we see the line at around half a second. I'm recording at 60 frames per second. So let's try it again and see if we can get a bit of a preciser time. Alright, so now we're there. Why is it putting it there? No, 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 no! Why would you do this to me? No, no, no! And I have... Oh, it just straight up failed. It's just shifting right again. And go, 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 go. You can see it. You can see it. Here it is. All right, we did it. We did it. So apparently it's like roughly the same time. We make it more powerful. They're going to make some mild tweaks to the command. Basically, all right. So we're just going to add a few more wind charges, just a couple more. We add a couple of wind charges. All right, now let's see here. Just general stress test. Whoops, I accidentally launched myself 4,000 blocks into the sky. Start. Oh, okay. I understand. Dude, I am not a fan of the graphical changes they did in 21.6. That bad decision. Bad decision. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Am I gonna make it? I might make it! Alright, we're about to see how many frames was in that run. Okay. It's the same time, and I know why. It's because the machine takes too long to activate. So we have the command for the command block minecart. What I've got here is basically the catalyst for and it still takes a bit of time to activate. Alright, I've got a new command. It's apparently not paste. Okay, I got a new command, and we're just gonna put it in there. Bam. It doesn't have the fancy atom bomb text, but whatever. That fell pretty fast. Alright. Bam. And then we start the— No! I'm actually mad. Place the scaffolding. Then we place that, and then we activate. No! Where's my spread players command? Thank you. They say third tries the charm, but I think we've passed that threshold. Place that. Okay. Okay, so I'm learning. Okay, so place that, then wait for that, and then the hotkey, and then. Yes! Easy. Look at this task type look and run. What is this? Okay, 16 frames. That's a lot better. Okay, 0.26 seconds. You know what? I'm happy with that. Here's how this could work in an actual run. See this stuff? You see these saved hotbars? And saved. So now we have this tab right here of scaffolding and blaze spawn eggs. And now if we want to load that, it's 0.3 and then bam. So now let's run through a hypothetical scenario where you for some reason booted up a creative world without cheats. Alright, load the hotbar. Can't change game mode because yeah, but oh. Oh, I see. I see. That's something I didn't know. So it is supposed to. Okay. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Invalid. I'll take my L and I guess I'll just take my L and then have a bad rest of my day. You watched the video though, so goodbye.